Okay, now that we have a clean development environment, let's move on and deploy and test in Hyperledger Composer Playground. So we'll start by making a directory. We'll call it Chapter 1. We'll go into that Chapter 1 directory. And now what I want to do is I want to copy in the chapter1.zip file. In my case, it is in the downloads directory. Okay, and it's capital C chapter1.zip. I'm going to move it here. And once I do that, I'm going to unzip it. Okay, so there's chapter 1. I'm going to go into chapter 1. And I'm going to go into building models. In the building models directory, this is in lab 1 task 6. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a directory called dist. I'm going to go into that dist directory, and now I'm going to create a banana file from there. Composer archive create -t dir space -n space // and I will let that execute, and it should have generated a banana file, building_models at 0.0.1.banana. So what I want to do now, let me get my directory here. Let me copy my directory. What I want to do now is I want to go into the browser. And from the browser, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the IBM Bluemix Composer. We'll run this on our local Composer instance later, but for now, let's install it on Bluemix, which is located here. Composer-playground.mybluemix.net. We'll give that a second to open up. Okay, so you should see this. Let's blockchain. And there we go. We're in the IBM Bluemix version 0.20.0 of the playground. Inside of Bluemix, we're going to want to deploy a new business network. So let's select deploy a new business network. To go here, browse, drop here to upload or browse, and we said this was in chapter 1, building models, dist, and there's my banana file. Let me open the business network archive. And once I do that, I want to deploy it. Okay, so now I have my business network over here, admin at building models. Let me connect to it. Okay, and now that I've connected, what I want to do is I just want to go through, here's my model file here, and this defines what we're trying to do. This is the .cto file, right? In this CTO file here, we have a description of what it is. This is a university use case. Start off here, I define my namespace. Okay. Is my namespace in my model org.griffin.casestudy.university. Namespace obviously has to be unique. In addition to my namespace, we also have the assets. And in this case, the asset is certificate. Any asset or participant needs a unique identifier, so my asset certificate is identified by my certificate ID. So that's the main asset that we're dealing with, and that's what we're going to store on the blockchain. That's what's going to be encrypted. That's what's going to be digitally signed. These are the attributes of my certificate. The certificate ID, obviously, that's the unique identifier. What college, the student, the program, and some dates, your current status, and just another ancillary data attribute just for some metadata. Okay, and if you see the arrows, that means that it's a reference to another previously defined network class. Okay, and this is all in the model still. If I continue down in the model, what I want to show you is also participants. Here's an abstract participant, and here's a concrete participant. Participant is university, identified by member ID, extending the abstract participant here. If we go down further, there's more participants, but you also see transactions. One of the transactions is to issue a certificate. Another transaction is to request an affiliation or enroll in the program. These are all transactions. This is all what will eventually be your chain code. Enroll a student, for instance. These are all transactions in your model. And finally, in your model, there's also going to be certificates, right? The event certificate, event student enrolled. These are all events that we can catch and respond to. So just wanted to show an example of a model, how to do the entire process of deploying a banana file. If you move over to the test tab, go from the define tab to the test tab over here. And from there, once you're in the test tab, should be able to look in the left, and you can see the participants that we've defined in our model: college, student, university, verifier. These are the assets that we've defined in our model, and the only transactions that we have are the transactions where we created the admin, started the business network, but we don't have any custom transactions that we've done yet. Okay, that's all I want to show. Thank you.